Hey, welcome back to Rusty Judgment. I don't know if any of you know this, but I may or may not have an issue with my heart, and I may or may not have ran a marathon a couple days ago. We're not sure which is accurate. So here's what happened.
Don't try this at home.
This is going on Rusty Judgment.
Yeah.
If we have not met before, my name is Tom. Happy Memorial Day. If you have served our country in any military fashion or medical fashion, thank you very much for your service. Our country wouldn't be what it is without you. We've been doing yard work all day today, actually all day yesterday as well. Yard work, garden work, cleaning stuff up from the year, trying to figure out how to manage all this with less people here, but still the same amount of space, same amount of work. So there are kids burning branches right now. This is just a pile of just rando branches that fell around our yard all winter and that they collected, and now they're cutting up into small chunks and burning them. Adeline and I have been busy in the garden trying to straighten that up because I don't know if you know this about a garden. If you ignore it, it's not just gonna leave itself alone. It's gonna turn into a jungle. And so even though we're not gonna plant all of it, we still have to take care of it. So we're doing a bunch of stuff over there to work on the garden. We had our flagpole go down. We have a flagpole that was in the ground right here. That fell off actually like a year ago. The thread stripped out. And so we're gonna fix that. And then I'm working on the deck railing. A lot of you have noticed that I never finished the deck railing on our deck. Working on that as well. And then just trying to wrap up a lot of just rando projects around our house outside to just get them all done. I have a lot of maintenance with all the rental properties and this property. And then it's a lot to manage in the summertime by yourself. So I'm just trying to wrap up stuff around here. So all that has to be done around here is mowing. That's the dream, is to just mow. The kids and I just got back from church. We got a bunch of stuff to grill. We're gonna do grilling burgers and brats, sweet corn, watermelon, all the stuff. A couple kids and I are weeding the garden. And then a couple kids just got done cleaning the picnic table and are putting it up on the deck so we can eat outside today. It's gonna be lovely. And then I will show you what we are doing with this garden because, to be completely honest, it is jumbo for all of us and I can't maintain it all on my own. So I'll show you what we're going to do with the garden to shrink it down a little bit and make it a little more manageable. So what we decided to do with the garden is we are weeding the beds here, so that the walking areas, and then we're weeding the beds. And so we have 8 of these. There's 4 here and then 4 behind me. So what we decided to do is we're going to cap these 2 on the ends, and then this one over here, we're gonna weed it down to nothing and then cap that one as well. Because this used to be strawberries, and then this is strawberries. Adeline's doing an amazing job weeding this one. You can see what she's done and what she's got to do. And then this one is this one's all weeds. It used to be strawberries, but it just kept getting choked out. So this one we're gonna bury it. We're gonna till it under, cover it up so that it can't do this again. And then maybe next year we'll replant it with new strawberries into this one. And then this is asparagus. So we are capping those 2, this one. So that'll leave us with 5. We'll do, what are we gonna do? Tomatoes here, cucumbers here. What's going here?
Honestly, all we got is tomatoes and cucumbers.
Oh, we might cap this one too. We're not sure yet. Just to try and thin this down so that we don't have to weed so much and manage so much of it. But what I'm going to do to cover this all up is I yanked out most of the weeds, and then I'm just going to cover it with black plastic. I am going to staple it to the sides and then put something in the middle of it, just kind of to give it like a dome, like a roof, and then pull it tight and staple it to the other side so that weeds can't come through it, water won't settle on it, and it will shed water. So I'm going to do that to all of them that we're not using so that, down the road, if we do decide we want to add more, we can just uncover them. But for now, at least then they won't get just insanely covered in weeds. All right, so what happened with the flagpole, a couple things. So the paint had been coming off it over the years. We had seen it always was kind of peeling up. So I just wire wheeled the whole thing down and kind of got rid of all the loose chunks and roughed it up. But then what happened is, so this threaded onto that pipe there in the ground, because that's concreted in over there. But it, let me see here. It stripped out the threads inside of here, and then it stripped out the threads on the end of the pipe. So I got a die to recut the threads in there. And then I got a new one of these to thread onto here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna paint the pole, because I sanded it down. Paint it, and then cut the new threads into that end over there. And then once this is dry, I'll take a pipe wrench, pull this one off, put the new end on, thread it back on, and then we'll repaint just the end at the ground. Or we'll put a flag on it before we go do that, because otherwise I won't get a flag up on it. And it will just be nice to have it looking nice and new. And then we don't have like, I wanted to paint this gold. We don't have like gold, but we have like a bronzish. So we're just gonna shoot the ball on top that color and then see how it looks. All right, flagpole's back up. Got a new flag on there. There's not really much wind right now to blow it, but painted the ball on top gold. It's beautiful. A lot of you, maybe a couple of you, maybe one or two of you might be curious how my last couple days have been. So if you do not know, I signed up for an event called 30 for Freedom. It is an organization that helps women and children get out of human trafficking. The goal of 30 for Freedom is to end human trafficking in our lifetime, which would be amazing because that is a horrendous thing to have happen to a human being. So, that's what 30 for Freedom is. So you can do a 5K, a 10K, half marathon, or run 30 miles to raise money for 30 for Freedom. I opted for the 30 miles. You may ask, have I ever ran 30 miles before? Absolutely not. The longest run I've ever done in my life, which was maybe 5 weeks ago, was 10 miles. And so I also may have had, we're just recapping for anyone who doesn't know, I also may have had a high heart rate one time while I was running, and it caused an alarm to me. So I went in and got checked out, because a lot of you said I should. Got checked out. I ignored what the doctor said. And the reason I ignored what the doctor said was because, again, this was a one-time event. And the doctor even said that she just said, you know, we don't have any data. She's like, you're new to running. You're new to tracking your heart rate. We don't have any data to go off of. A lot of people also didn't watch that entire video. And I know you didn't watch it because you told me you didn't watch it. You told me when you quit watching it. And then you took the video out of context and then criticized me a lot. I was called a lot of really terrible things and accused of a lot of really terrible things. And I would like you to know that I have no hard feelings about that. I'm smiling right now because I had confidence in what I was doing and what I was going to do. And whether a doctor told me to do something or not do something wasn't going to change what I was going to say or do because of the conversation I had with the doctor. And so I had great peace about running what I ran. I did not run 30 miles. And I didn't run 30 miles not because of anything heart related. I didn't run 30 miles because my knees were shot. And that's because of lack of training. So there's something that, so there was a lot, like a lot of you were super supportive and said a lot of great things. And I love you for that. And then a lot of you said really, really unkind things. And I have no hard feelings about any of that. But if you feel like you want to make it up to me, because I am fine after running what I ran, if you would like to make it up to me, there's a link in the description of this video, and you can still donate to 30 for Freedom. And we'll just call it good. You don't have to apologize in the comments. You don't even have to say another word about it. I won't mention it again. You donate to 30 for Freedom. You help them get women and children out of human trafficking, and we're good. So let's move on to the race. I actually recorded a bunch of stuff while I was running it. So why don't we just jump into that? Hey, good morning. So we're here for 30 for Freedom. And I just wanted to get on here and tell you, I wasn't going to address any of this, but there's kind of an overwhelming amount of people telling me how arrogant and stupid I am for running. And I'm just going to say, you guys don't actually have all the information. This is a very wise decision, and I'm making very good decisions. So a bunch of us are here getting ready to run 30 miles for 30 for Freedom. I will jump back on here mid-run sometime. But I love you. Thank you for your love and care and support, and I'll see you soon. All right, checking in mid-run. I'm about 15.7 miles in. So about halfway, a little over halfway. I just wanted to let you know that doing good. My knees hurt, hip flexors super tight, but it's going well. It's taken a while. I think it's been a little over 3 hours right now, but 30 for Freedom is a great organization. It's a great cause. If you want to support, there is a link. I think in my other video, I probably won't have enough time right now to put it into this one because I'm in the middle of a run. Hey, I want to jump back on here and tell you that I survived. I did pull the plug early. I only ran 22 miles. I didn't do the full 30. My left knee, I'd say probably for about 5 or 6 miles when I would land, it felt like it was going to hyperextend. And I got to a point where I just thought, you know what? If it does that one time, like that's going to be bad. And so I just thought, you know what? 22 miles, it's actually 11 miles longer than I've ever ran before. So I quit at 22 miles. I didn't, my knees are hurting a lot. And I just thought, you know, it's not worth, you know, I ended up walking quite a bit the last maybe 4 miles. And I just thought, you know what, it wasn't worth it. So my heart rate the whole time, because then I checked my watch afterwards, my heart rate did not go over 170 the whole time. So we did run a little slower. We did maybe a 10.5 mile pace for most of it. And then the last maybe 6 miles, I probably went slower than that. And then I walked a decent amount. So really glad that I did it. Some guys from the gym showed up and ran a couple miles with us too. That was fun. You may ask, how am I feeling today? Today is Memorial Day. When you are watching this on Memorial Day, I am recording the end of this on Memorial Day. I'm trying to hide out of the wind right now because it just got really windy. And I was just editing this video so I can get it to you quick. I'm sore. So my legs are sore. The guys from the gym asked me if I wanted to run 7 miles with them this morning. And I do. I did want to run 7 miles with them this morning. But I just felt too sore yet. I thought I would maybe hurt myself if I did. Not heart related wise, legs and knees related wise. I'm just, 22 miles is a lot. And I was hoping to at least get to a marathon, get to 26.2, but I didn't make it that far. So cut it at 22, is what it is. I'll do one again someday maybe. But I'm sore. I'm glad that I did it. I do think, like a lot of people said a lot of stuff about, like, you know, not pushing yourself, know your body, like you shouldn't even, some people even said, you know who you are. Some people even said you shouldn't even be walking. There is a thing with like pushing yourself to a new limit. Like, I mean, I could stay inside of my house forever and I could die in my house, or I could get in my car and I could drive somewhere and I could die going there. I could run a marathon and I could die after the marathon. I mean, the amount of areas that we could die in our life are kind of like you could die anytime for any reason at any point. And so I do think there's something awesome about pushing yourself to a new limit. Like, you know, the biggest distance we have between like getting something done is typically the distance between our ears. It's our brain, it's our thinking, it's our thought process surrounding our bodily and human limitations. And so I felt great about running after talking to the doctor, before talking to the doctor. I felt great about it. Was I nervous? Absolutely. Not for my heart. I was nervous for my physical body and my thought process. But I'm glad I did it. I'm going to show you the garden real quick. And then I'm going to let you get back to your Memorial Day. And I have to tell you, as I'm recording this right now, my brother-in-law sends me a link to a triathlon. So if you think marathons are done for me, they're not. Because the friends that I've developed at the gym do a lot of this sort of stuff, and I have a brother-in-law that does too. And so I feel really good about working out and exercising and being fit and active. And I mean, it's summertime. This is what we get to do in the summer. All right, let me show the garden. We're not done yet because, as is everything in life, it all takes longer than you want it to. And this has taken a lot longer, but it's looking beautiful. Okay, so here's what we did for the covering, right? So they just look little domes, stapled, covered, so that I'm hoping that the plastic holds up to the sun, that the sun doesn't destroy it. So those should be capped in good. This, Adeline did all this. This is tomatoes, and then this is cucumbers. Like we said, we're gonna cover this up. That is all strawberries. We gotta weed a little bit more in the corner. This is actually strawberries that kind of just like grew over on their own. So we're gonna leave those till the strawberry season's done, and then we'll rip all that out. A lot of this too is strawberries as well that we'll tear out once it's all done. I was in the middle of working on this bed when I stopped to record the ending of this for you guys. But the garden, I think, is actually gonna end up being really manageable. And that makes me happy because, you know, to be honest, the garden was always Dawn's thing. Like this whole thing here, this is always Dawn's thing. And I don't really care that much about it, but the kids like having the fresh vegetables and stuff. And I know Adeline really likes it a lot. And, you know, there's just some things I want to keep doing for the kids. And this is one of them. I don't care that much. I do like fresh produce in the summertime, but it's not super important to me. It's more important to them, so I want to keep it up for them. Also, this is getting super weedy. That's where our chickens always go. We didn't have any chickens most of the winter. We kind of got rid of them all. They either died or they were old. But in effort to continue on with things that Dawn and I used to do with the kids all the time, is I got baby chicks. You might think I'm crazy and I'm being a little overambitious trying to keep on traditions for the kids and keep doing stuff for them, but I don't know. I just, you know, your kids are only young one time. This isn't the life I wanted for them. You know, I'll be super honest. I didn't want them to grow up in a divorced house. That's not what I wanted. It's not what I want still today, but it's where we're at. I can't do anything about it. So I am controlling what I can control. That is the environment around me. And so I'm trying to keep up a bunch of stuff for the kids so that it just doesn't feel really different for them, because I want them to, I don't know, I want to be a good dad. I want them to have a good life, good childhood. So I built these chicken brooders a long time ago when we did a lot of chickens. And look at all these guys. We got 14. They're all like egg layers. And this is something that we've never done before, is they're all different varieties. They are, typically we do like 2 or 3 varieties. This is 6 different varieties. I believe there are 2 of each variety. So we should have a ton of crazy eggs, like color-wise. So that's fun. If you know anything about egg layers, we won't have eggs from them for 6 months or more. But anyway, it's fun. So then, anyway, so once those chickens get a little bigger, then they're going to go in the big chicken coop where all of our other chickens used to be. And then they'll go outside and tackle all those weeds and they'll eat it all up. So I love you. I hope that you had a great Memorial Day. I'm great. My body is fantastic. My health and my wellness. I'm actually really healthy and I'm really fit. And my legs are sore and my heart is great and my heart is happy. I love you. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.